Well, it's mid-December. It's about -10 Celsius. It's been a couple weeks since I've been out to the camp, and I'm a bit worried about what I'm going to find. The last time I was out was right before a big storm hit. At the time it was, hovering around 0, and then that week it dropped down quite cold. Winds picked up a lot. Was very windy for a couple days, and then we had a lot of really heavy snow, as you can see behind me. Today's really one of the first days that it's led up that it's actually nice and clear and not snowing at all. Every day it's been windy, snowing, even just if it was light flurries. So I thought I'd take advantage of the weather and get out. Hopefully everything's still standing, and make some repairs if I need to, or just keep building. So yeah, hopefully everything's okay when I get out there, and we'll see what we find. Okay, well, looks like the weather did trash it. So, yeah, it's disappointing, but I guess I expected it. Last time I was out here, I ran out of paracord, so I knew I didn't have the tarp fixed up well enough. So I guess first thing for me to do is just get it cleaned up. I wanted to put some more poles on the top for the roof anyhow, so I was gonna have to take the tarp off, so I guess that's done for me. And yeah, I guess I'll just start cleaning up and just keep building it. Okay, so what I'm doing basically is I'm just using my snowshoe as an improvised snow shovel. It's quite ideal. The toe area has a curl that's up, or a curve up, and then basically all you have to do is hold on to the heel strap and then the back of the snowshoe itself, and you can dig away. So it's quite good. I'm clearing this shelter, but you can use this for like digging a quinsy or, you know, just moving snow at any time when you're out here in winter. So anyway, back to it. Gathered up a bunch more dead wood to use as poles, and I've just moved everything aside. I'm gonna put a support piece in the middle. So because I'm in a northern climate in winter right now, I've got to really consider the weight load on my roof. So this isn't going to be a typical A-frame shelter. I could just put one single pole in the middle, and that would likely do, but we'll see how it goes. If I create an archway door, basically I'll have two support beams, but also have a doorway that I can build around and create more of a sheltered entrance. So in time, ideally, this will be an entryway that'll completely block out any snow from blowing in. Alright, I'm just going to take a break for a minute. Feel my body getting a little bit too warm on and off. I've been undoing my jacket because I feel like I'm starting to get a bit sweaty underneath, and you know, and it's cold like this, really that's your worst nightmare. It's fine, you start to feel warm and you know, your activity is keeping your body warm, but then you start to sweat and your clothes get wet, and then when you stop moving around, you cool down and now you're wearing damp clothes. So I've been keeping my jacket, been undoing it and doing it back up, but having it undone, you know, you can feel the chill as well. So I guess, so being out here, a few things I've done, like I'm not a gear freak or anything like that by any means. I'm pretty much just a get out there and do it kind of guy. But being out here in winter, there's definitely some things that I do. Lose the akubra, wear a toque. Winter boots, obviously, but not just the shoe height or ankle height ones, but the full height boot. Tuck the pants in there, and these have a drawstring at the top that I cinch up to stop the snow from going down inside. 2 pairs of gloves. So I don't know if you noticed when I walked in, I was wearing these ones here. And then as I've been working, I've been wearing leather gloves. And the reason is because as I work, you can see I'm not sure if you can see, but this is the color, this is dry, and then that's wet because the snow's melting on the glove. And, later on, I don't want that. Sure, I could dry them out by a fire, but still, just to have an extra pair of gloves that are dry, then that just saves me a lot of hassle and, potentially saves me from frostbite later on. To give you an indication of how cold it is, I'm using my saw, my bow saw here, and as I'm working, the wet from my gloves is freezing to the saw as I work. So every time I grab hold of the saw, it freezes on, and so yeah, it's cold. It's a different environment out here in winter altogether. It's one thing, bush bashing through here in the summer or, fall, but to be out here in winter, all those trip hazards that you have, in the rest of the year are now covered up by snow. And the snowshoes help a lot. They help you stay from sinking knee deep in snow, but it's easy to get snagged up on stuff that you don't see underneath. Out here, this isn't a groomed trail or anything like that by any means. So yeah, so it's a lot of work just to be out here and moving around. The shelter, it's hardwood, Canadian hardwoods, ironwood. So it's a lot of heavy lifting, and all of this activity that it gets the body warm, and it's good. You got to get everything done, the shelter prepared, but you really have to be careful of how much your body's warming up. Are my pants, is the snow melting off my pants, and are they getting damp? Are my under layers? I'm wearing I've got a jacket, a fleece vest, a long sleeve shirt, and a t-shirt. So are my layers getting wet? If worst case came down, then and I found myself really wet, then sure, I might strip down a bit and maybe take off my t-shirt, because I'd probably be the dampest layer. So yeah, the Canadian wilderness in winter. Anyway, I better get back to it. The shelter's not quite finished, but I think I am for the day. I'm going to get a fire going and just relax and just enjoy being out here.